What's up, everybody? Against all odds, we are back up in here again with Batwoman episode 9, and oh my god, as soon as the show opens up, I got so many questions. I'm Sanjay.
I'm Tia.
And, babe, speak your piece on this, because I'm going to speak mine.
Alright, so the show just opens up
with a funeral for Kate.
Yes, there are 5 in attendance.
Does she not have any other family? I mean, damn, only 5 people gave a fuck about Kate?
I mean, she was a great person who inspired people. She saved, what's his name, Wolf Spider and shit, you know. Mm-hmm. Or so he said. Oh, dramatic and shit, but you know. And
Ryan specifically said that Kate was a woman who created a family for everyone. But none of them motherfuckers was at her funeral.
Where is the little girl she gave probation to last season?
Dude!
For damn near killing people on that train.
And she just let her go with community service?
Yeah.
Who the fuck gave you the authority to give somebody community service? Like, what happened to due process? She just skipped all of that shit. Anyway, I just want to know where the girl was at. Wasn't nobody here but the cast, the immediate cast. I'm like, damn, where your cousins at? Uncles, somebody.
And then, to top that off, babe, you see Ryan, who sounds and looks well.
Oh,
writing this Dear Kate letter and shit in the back cave.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, you know, the last time we saw her,
she was on her last leg,
dying and shit.
Mm-hmm.
In Coriana.
She was on her last leg. She had what? Less than an hour to live or something like that?
Some shit. Look, she wasn't near Gotham. But they had the cure in
Gotham. And all the flowers were burned up on Coriana, so that wasn't happening right now.
But she had to get to Gotham to get the cure. But this chick, as of right now, though, as well.
She's fine. Now,
we missed this. We missed what the fuck?
Hold up. Let's note that the Mediterranean is 18 hours away from the United States. She had less than an hour to live. She was basically about to die when her and Sophie were sitting up against that rock on Coriana. Now, how the fuck did she get back to Gotham in time to take this plant? This is why I say fuck this show.
They're not showing us anything. I mean, we missed a lot of time apparently, because like I said, she's sitting up here writing a letter, speaking clearly.
Yeah, she's perfectly fine.
Doesn't appear to be struggling to say anything.
Nope.
Like she was.
She's cured.
Like she's fine.
She's cured. She was cured off screen.
In fact, she even finds out about her plant that she calls Baby, and how Ocean gave it to Angelique, who gave it to her. But I'm like, when did you find all this shit out?
Exactly, because from what I understood, Angelique didn't even really know Ocean. She knew who he was.
Well, that's what she told Batwoman.
She could have been lying.
She's a criminal, and she was talking to Batwoman, so she ain't finna tell her no shit like that. She gave her a hint and pushed her ass off the,
which should have fucking killed her. But yeah, but I digress.
Look, she's still alive, even though. Whatever. Check this out, though, babe. She said Ocean gave it to Angelique, but Ocean got caught with Alice.
On Coriana.
On Coriana. Before they left, they got caught. And Sophia had their minds wiped and shit.
And then they got knocked out and dropped off in Gotham. Did they drop him off with a plant?
I mean, the whole point of her being mad was because they was trying to leave with the plant.
Exactly.
I don't think they would have let him get there or put him there with one.
How did he get a plant if they caught him and took it from him, wiped his memory,
and was the ones responsible for dropping him off away from where the plants grow?
Exactly. They were the ones who were responsible for dropping them off in Gotham. So how the fuck did they get a plant? Bro.
This show.
If that's not a bruh moment, what is?
We are less than 4 minutes into this show, and this is a problem.
Already. Moving on. Alright, so we got Black Mask here, and it appears that he's the one that has Kate, and apparently has fooled everybody into believing that Kate is dead. But they did say something about Tatiana being the one responsible for killing the entire Wonderland gang, and also making people believe that Sophia was responsible for Kate's plane crashing. So my only question is, how does Black Mask fit into all of this?
1 month later. We're at the GCPD and the commissioner is being interviewed by a news anchor. You know, he basically brushes her off, heads upstairs, gets cut off by this black chick who stops him and is like, oh, let's talk about this meeting you about to have, or whatever, budget meeting, I guess.
Yeah, she's talking about defunding the police and all that.
Oh, he said, oh, let me guess, you're here to talk about defunding the police, and they both said their sides on the shit, and he was like, basically, look, I was elected here, so if you don't like it, run.
Basically.
So,
my question is, where is Commissioner Gordon?
Or anyone.
Or anybody that you know in Gotham. Where do y'all go?
This is a spinoff of something.
I understand it's a spinoff, but
this is not even really Batwoman anymore.
I know.
I heard what Ryan just said. I am Batwoman.
I know, but she did say that. But you should still have some recognizable names up in here. Mm-hmm. Gordon should definitely be one of them. He should still be the commissioner. Just because Bruce disappeared doesn't mean that Gordon has to be gone too. Or Barbara, or anybody. You know what I'm saying? No Harvey Bullock. No Renee Montoya.
They just throwing shit at the wall right now. I'm telling you, trying to see what's gonna stick to this shit.
Yeah, and they throwing more current events in here. I'm just like, oh my god, why we gotta talk about defunding the police right now? Like, seriously, keep this shit.
Didn't we have a slight break from the last episode?
We did. Like the last couple episodes, we kind of had a break from this shit, and now here they go, putting it right back in.
Oh my god.
Stop.
No, I'm like, y'all went to this shit and we didn't even see Ryan get healed or nothing. I'm just saying, like, we didn't see her her turbulent plane ride home.
How the fuck did she even get back?
We will never know because they chose not to show us, just like how they chose not to show us that fight that happened and she got her ass whooped apparently.
Yeah, we don't even know how that went down. Man.
Commercial breaks and shit. I mean, damn.
During a fight.
Where did the money go? What is in y'all's head? Y'all just want to keep talking, but y'all ain't showing us shit.
Where did the creativity go?
This is boring.
It really is, though. I don't get it. So we cut to Ryan and Mary eating breakfast, sweet potato pancakes, and they're discussing each other's feelings, and Angelique shows up and is trying to apologize and get back with Ryan. But Ryan looked like she ain't really having it.
Yeah, basically, Ryan's like, no, I'm not getting back with you as long as you're dealing with snakebite. Angelique is like, well, I'm about to get out.
Yeah, she said she wanted to get out. That's right.
Ryan was like, you said you couldn't get out. Angelique's like, no, I said I didn't want to get out. Mm-hmm. Ryan's like, what are you talking about? Angelique's like, oh, well, the False Face Society found out that Ocean taught me how to make snakebite, and now they want me to open up my own lab because he's MIA.
So she did know Ocean.
Yeah, but she lied to Batwoman. But like I said, criminal to hero, you know what I'm saying, so to speak.
Right.
You expect a lie. I'm just saying. That's whatever.
Oh, you know what else I tripped off of? She said that she made every group home feel like home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did say that Ryan moved from home to home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking,
her and Angelique was in the same group home every time.
Exactly. Were they in every group home together? Ryan didn't get adopted till she was probably a late teen or some shit like that, So this is crazy. They really don't make a whole lot of sense with this storytelling. I'm still trying to figure out where all this training came in too in the middle of all this shit, but
man, I'm just saying.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Alice is seemingly back at the place where she was held captive at, and she's listening for, I don't know, she hears footsteps, and I guess she assumes that it's gonna be Kate who opens the door. I don't know why she would be expecting this, but
it looks like she's losing her fucking mind, to be honest.
Really though.
That's just what it seems like. Oh, you invited me for tea. This is some psychological shit she's going through.
Because she opens up the door and it's a little girl. I guess, is that supposed to be Kate as a child?
Anyway, so it's nighttime at the GCPD. The commissioner's leaving the building. It appears that about, 4 or 5 members of the False Face Society roll up.
And lit his ass the fuck up.
He rolls down the stairs and apparently old girl that he had confronted earlier. Of course, I see where this shit is going.
Where?
Look, the black chick he was talking to earlier about defunding the police and shit like that during the daytime. They had an open confrontation out in the public now.
Right.
This chick gets seen at nighttime after he just gets shot by members of the False Face Society. They notice that she drops a spray paint can or whatever the fuck. They're trying to find her, but then,
yeah, they took a shot at her, actually. Yeah.
A couple of shots at her ass. So they roll around the corner trying to find her because, they don't want no witnesses to this shit. But I'm like, well, you got one.
Witnesses, all their faces were covered up anyway, so what the fuck difference would it make?
They tripping on the fact that she saw him die. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Moving on. So Roman Sionis has given his take on what's happening in Gotham right now and offers to give his help. First off, Roman Sionis is Black Mask. Spoiler alert. For anybody.
This whole thing is a spoiler shit.
I know, but for anybody who didn't know, Roman Sionis is Black Mask. My only thing is I believe in the comic books, his mask is his face. It's literally stuck to his face and he can't take it off. So I'm just wondering how the fuck he walking around without it. Why should I be surprised at this point? They don't follow anything else in the damn book, so...
Listen, man.
What?
Batman is the reason for Black mask being stuck on his face, right?
Okay.
So, my guess is that his purpose in being on the show, currently, and to answer your question, this is just me guessing and trying to, foolproof their dumbass writing plan or whatever. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to pad it for him. Instead of Batman being the reason that this guy's mask gets stuck on, because their timing and shit's all fucked up. Bruce is gone. Fake Bruce is either dead or in Arkham or wherever the fuck they sent Tommy.
Yeah, I think he's back in Arkham.
I mean, they're gonna have Ryan be the reason why his mask gets stuck on stage. That's just my thoughts.
God, I hope.
And a guess
just
based on the trash that they be doing on here. I'm just saying. They borrow a lot of shit, but then they fuck up whatever they borrow.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And so it's just like, this is another name, another Batman-centric name.
That they about to fuck up.
They gonna fuck up. They're only using it so people will try to come to this show, but I think people are catching on to what the hell they doing.
People been caught on. That's why they tuning out. The numbers keep getting lower and lower every episode.
They need to learn from their mistakes, but they won't learn if they keep getting rewarded.
we thought they were learning. Well, at least I did when because they started to have less politics and shit in their show. Kinda, it started to have less.
A brief break. I'm
yeah,
like
a couple episodes.
They inhaled for a second, and now they back to this bullshit
again.
Anyway,
so both Team Batwoman and the Crows are trying to figure out who executed the commissioner. But the footage has been scrubbed, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. I think, who was it? Luke that zeroed in on. Oh no! It was Ryan who caught the tagging to the far right of the footage, and so they were thinking, well, whoever tagged it might be a possible witness. And
again, every time the three of them are in a room and there's a problem to solve,
and Luke's supposed to be the smartest one,
Ryan's the one who comes out on top of it. I'm telling you, the time the three of them are in the room, it's not the MIT grad, it's not the medical student. No,
it's Ryan,
ex-con.
I know, right?
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then what's hella stupid is how fucking Mary does that shit that they did that we had to do on the Spider-Man game, babe.
What?
Using social media to find somebody.
Yeah.
Found the tagger real quick, like while Luke, smart ass, supposed to be sitting there. Oh, geez, still contemplating shit, but here it goes. He
was like, literally, how?
Yeah.
Social media.
I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. Luke just seems so useless in this show most of the time, man.
He's there to quote unquote represent.
To check a box. Moving on.
Well, anyway, yeah, the chick who they found out, or who Mary found on social media as the artist / tagger or whatever, is someone with the last name Moore, and they say, oh, you don't mean she has any connection to dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Cut to Sophie. Boom.
And sure enough, Sophie's on the phone bitching at somebody about Roman being on TV more than her commander, but I'm like, neither one of them are the police. But anyway,
why the fuck should he even be having any screen time anyway? A security firm commander, but anyway.
Yeah, so she get into her car, she turn around, because she knows somebody else is in there, pulls her gun and shit, but, sure enough, it's the tagger in Sophie's car, Jordan.
She did pull that gun fast as fuck, though. I'll give her that.
Where was that reflex and shit when, what's her face was in the house?
Alice.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway. So apparently, these cat-like reflexes that Sophie had to pull a gun on her own sister suddenly disappeared when this false-faced motherfucker comes up to the window and she pulls the gun and doesn't pull the trigger, and I'm like, bruh, are you kidding me?
They busting your windows out finna take your sister.
Finna take your sister out, and you pointing guns and not pulling no triggers. I'm like, bruh, what are you doing?
And she was about to, Batwoman shows up, so she does all the shit and gets the sister's, admiration at this point.
Yeah, and the sister is just like, oh my god, you're Batwoman. I'm like, bruh, look, Ryan Wilder looks ridiculous in this mask, man. Without the black paint under the eyes, and I don't know why they won't put it on there. This shit look like a Halloween mask, y'all.
We did confirm that Jordan is Sophie's sister. Sophie wanted her to go upstairs and give a witness statement. She's like, nah,
man, hell no.
She's like, the Crows don't protect people like me. It's one of those again.
Here we go again with this shit. The girl is given the description of the people who shot the commissioner. Now, she said it was 3 dudes, right?
Yes.
She's like, one was in a gas mask, one was in a hockey mask, and then she said it was a third one that was the driver, and then Batwoman is like, what did he look like? And she was like, she. And I'm like, didn't you say it was 3 dudes?
They were all wearing masks, so really, how do you
know it was a girl? Are you assuming her gender or their gender? I thought this show was supposed to be all about representation, and that includes not assuming the gender of someone who... Anyway, look, I'm going down the wrong road with this, but she identifies a key factor in the driver with the wrist bracelet. Sounds like something Batwoman knows.
Because Angelique gave Ryan one when she apologized or whatever for letting Ryan do the 18 months. So
it appears Angelique ain't so ready to get out as she claims.
I will say though that this shit is fucking crazy.
Why do you say that?
I'm saying she's getting this information out of a witness in front of someone she had not verified the consciousness of.
Right.
Babe.
I feel you.
And then as soon as this witness leaves, then she tells the person laying on the ground who just tried to hurt / abduct / whatever the fuck.
Possibly kill.
To said witness.
Right.
Okay. Just threatens this motherfucker with a batarang to the throat, like, you know, tell your boss everything's good here.
Moving on. So we cut back to Alice hallucinating again about Kate when she was a little girl.
Kate! The hallucination is saying that Alice created her, letting Alice know, hey, I'm dead, and, you know, I used to always get us out of shit, but now you're in some shit. Basically, your pain is your shit, and I can help you get out of it.
Really? Ryan shows up at Angelique's house, and she's like,
I thought you was getting out of the false face society.
Angelique's like, oh man, your energy is like really intense. Basically, they do this kind of turn, I guess, where they make you think Ryan is gonna tell Angelique that she's Batwoman, but they just say she knows Batwoman.
I was about to be like, you really not finna tell her you Batwoman, are you? But she didn't, so yeah.
So we back in the Batcave, and fucking Luke is like, what do you mean you let her think about it? What do you mean?
I know, Luke was like, did she just kill the commissioner?
She drove the getaway car.
As if that's any better. Said she was still involved.
She was there, but she didn't do it.
She didn't do it, but damn, she helped them motherfuckers get away.
Mary theorizes that basically if Angelique testifies against the False Face Society, then Jordan, Sophie's sister, won't have to.
Right.
And so, you know, she'll be safe or whatever. But I'm like, well, damn, just fuck Angelique.
Just fuck her.
Mary is trying to check Ryan for basically being kind of like how Kate was, finding any excuse to basically say, well, Angelique's kind of innocent or whatever, let her go. Trying to figure out a way to let her get out of this shit.
Right.
And I'm just like, really though? I mean, you was joking and shit with Luke about getting a plant under somebody who was trying to kill you. You didn't even want to tie that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about right now with her and Angelique letting people go? You didn't even want to tie up somebody else when you had the chance and shit, but you got room to talk shit about her and her girl. And you know that there's some love behind this bullshit too, and love make you do stupid shit and whatnot. But if Angelique didn't turn herself in.
Right. If Angelique didn't turn herself in, she should do it for her, basically. Like, man.
Then turned around and said, well, shit, I ain't even gonna let you figure that out, really. Shit, she got an hour to do it or I'm doing it.
I'm just thinking, as many laws as you broke, Mary, ain't nobody put you in jail. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Seriously. And then, you know, Ryan is like, I thought y'all had my back. You supposed to be my team. And they like, we are your team. And then what really tripped me out, but they was like, you're supposed to be our leader. I was like, I'm serious, man. I tilted my head like, leader? She's the new person.
She's the rookie on the squad.
Y'all know everything. Like, it shouldn't really be a leader between them. I mean, as stupid as all three of them are, but She's the leader?
Seriously?
Since when? If anybody should be the leader out of this whole group, it should be Luke. But they keep making him the comic relief. Well, actually, him and Mary.
Which is dumb. I'm telling you, this is dumb. They're using supposedly smart characters to be dumb.
To be the stupidest motherfuckers in the show.
When it'd be alright to let somebody be smart and, useful and cool at the same time. It'd be nice.
It would be, but they ain't gonna do that shit though.
It seems to be difficult writing,
It could be simple, but they make everything difficult. But
So,
I don't get it. Moving on.
so here we are. We see Jacob and Julia over here at Kate's gravesite. Julia's trying to convince Jacob that really was Kate who they found or whatever, and that her plane went down due to some kind of electrical failure or whatever the fuck kind of plane.
Jacob don't believe none of that shit.
He is really not. He's like, look, I keep finding out shit that I didn't know to be, so, I can't really take shit at face value right now. So, you find something that proves me wrong about this information possibly being wrong. Mind you, this shit just really sounds very familiar, like the same shit that Catherine ran on him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to convince him that Beth was dead, so he would stop looking for her and shit.
I know, you would think that Julia would be trying to find every possibility instead of just settling on something, because settling on Beth's supposed death ended up not being true. You get what I'm saying?
That shit was falsified.
Exactly. If that ended up being falsified, who's to say that it couldn't happen again? But she is just like, nah, this is what it is because my company said so.
Anyways, so we're at the hold up and we see Sophie walk in with her sister Jordan, who apparently thinks that this gay nightclub is a safe place.
Jordan decided that?
Yes, and Sophie took her there.
So her sister is gay too?
No.
What is the point in that?
I'm just telling you what they said. Anyway, they start bickering a little bit or whatever because of Jordan's activities or whatever, and how they know Batwoman knows she was tagging and shit. They're bickering. Ryan overhears them, but decides to serve them. Like, hey, y'all look like y'all need a drink, whatever. Sophie's trying to stay sober with a club soda, but her sister's like, man, hook me up with some vodka.
Like, I need a real drink. Fuck that club soda bullshit.
Man, Jordan starts to critique how she feels Batwoman is just like the Crows, shoot first, ask questions later and shit, and
who has she shot?
How she would have this opinion, who knows?
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out how she got that opinion.
Odds are they will never show us.
No, but so far, I feel like Batwoman has done everything to show that she does not stand with the Crows or the cops, so...
Yeah, that's what she's been trying to do the whole fucking season.
So
she feels the same way that Jordan feels, or at least I thought, but...
So where's Jordan getting this from?
She's getting it from the writers who just want something political and disruptive.
They just throw shit in there, though. They just throw stuff in there like that.
I don't know, because it literally has no place or reason
to be there. Yeah, because this whole time, Batwoman has been against cop or crow activity. The entire time. She has done nothing that suggests that she stands with them. She doesn't stand arm in arm with them. So where Jordan would get this opinion from is way beyond me. I have no idea.
The script told her to say that, so she said it.
And that's it.
Moving on.
So Sophie decides to excuse herself for a second. She goes around the corner and calls Luke, who's trying to get information out of Batwoman about who the person with the key bracelet is. So basically, yeah, she's trying to get that information out of Luke to get out of Batwoman. And Luke is like, yeah, I don't know, she don't really do favors and shit like that. So he's like, man, these people just killed the commissioner. Like, we gotta hurry up and sew this up, basically. You know what I mean? He's like, well, I'll talk to her about it. Call you later, bye. And Mary's like, man, why you didn't just tell her what's up? Because, You should totally do that. Luke is like, man, you're right. We are part of a team, and we gotta have each other's back. So we'll just let Ryan do what she's doing, basically. And Mary's like, whatever, guy. Whatever.
So Angelique calls Ryan, and she like, do you really know Batwoman? Because I really need some help right now.
And so Ryan and Luke and Mary decide to, figure out, all right, we'll stash Angelique at the clinic since it's not being used right now since, she got shut down.
I thought that shit was shut down.
It is shut down. That's why it's a decent place for them to stash Angelique right now because no one is going there.
Right.
So,
shouldn't it be boarded up or something? I mean...
Come on now.
Well, okay, never mind. That would make sense. So, yep. But anyway, Ryan shows up at Angelique's apartment. The apartment looks ransacked. She sees some blood on a lamp. She assumes that it's Angelique's. So that tells her, that's an indication that they got to her. They took her away or killed her or some shit like that. Cut to Angelique sitting in a chair. And Black Mask is behind her with what looks to be some kind of a scythe, I guess? And he's like, I heard you want to get out of the Phosphate Society. And then there's this body hanging upside down right in front of her. And he was like, this is what getting out looks like. And she is looking terrified. She like, oh shit. She looked like she just want to be anywhere else but right there at this moment. So Batwoman shows up to the place where Angelique is being held, and she uses her special lenses to see heat signatures.
Special eyes.
Special eyes.
Her brand.
Her brand! So she finds Angelique's heat signature, but she also finds like 5 or 6 dudes' heat signatures who are standing right in front of her. So they proceed to have a fight, which I was kind of shocked that they even had one, but it was underwhelming.
To say the least, I'm gonna need them 6 different martial arts styles to show up at some point.
I'm saying, man, because...
Is this a choreography issue? I mean, I know it's not a her issue because, she's athletic and shit.
Yeah.
Can do shit, apparently, but they're not putting her to use. They're not displaying.
It's a choreography issue, and it's a director's issue. That's what I think.
And it's a story issue, because, with them 6 martial arts skills and shit, after a few hits with your baton, somebody catch you in the face, and you're instantly just out.
Moving on. After being knocked the fuck out, Batwoman wakes up on a conveyor belt, and she looks over and sees another guy on a conveyor belt, and she looks up, and Black Mask is looking down at her, and
it's the same. Well, the other guy on the conveyor belt that she's looking at, though, is the same mask that she let go earlier.
That's
the same
right.
one that was trying to kill Sophie's sister. You know what I'm saying?
You caught that. I didn't even catch that shit. But yeah, she's right.
And this motherfucker gets sawed in half.
Ooh, and that was kind of gory. What did you think about that shit? I was kind of shocked that they did that.
I was like, well, okay, I guess they're doing that shit. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
He saw the guy in half for failing to bring Sophie's sister back. Yeah. So yeah, he gets sawed directly in half, and now he's like, next. And so I guess Ryan's up next to get sawed in half. But
I'm just really tripping on her because she's tied up and laid on this fucking conveyor belt and shit.
Right.
Gonna talk to him like, I'm here for your prisoner. It's right now, you are a prisoner at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just thinking to myself, for real, lady? Like, that was a moment, like.
What I'm tripping off of is like, I wonder if she kind of looks scared that she's tied up to this conveyor belt, but I mean,
she just saw this dude get sawed in half.
But she shouldn't have a care in the world because, the only thing that can penetrate the batsuit is a kryptonite bullet. Remember that?
That's what we heard.
So why is this a threat to her?
Anyway.
Batwoman is about to get her head sawed off. Sophie comes in and saves the day, cuts Batwoman free. They go down the hall. Batwoman cuts Angelique free, and
basically tells Sophie that they're gonna protect Angelique because she's gonna help them take down the False Face Society.
Yep.
So we're at Crow's HQ, and Sophie is talking to Angelique about her confession because she knows for a fact that it's bullshit. Basically, Angelique is saying that she killed the commissioner and acted alone. But as we know, Sophie's sister saw her as a getaway driver. She wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, so Sophie's like, why are you, trying to take the heat for a gang that doesn't give a shit about you? And she's like, man, you ain't listening. Just take what I'm saying, and that's what it is.
I knew the crows were dumb, but now they're deaf too.
Back at Ryan and Mary's apartment, Sophie gives Ryan Angelique's key bracelet because Angelique is on her way to prison for confessing to some shit that she didn't even do. And why?
Because she loves Ryan
so much that she was willing to offer her own freedom so Ryan could live. Because apparently, Black Mass threatened to kill Ryan, or a certain bartender that she was talking about getting back together with. We all know that's Ryan, so yeah. So she was like, fuck this, I'm gonna take the fall so my baby won't die. So back at Crow's headquarters, Julia is on the phone.
Yeah, she's investigating Kate's plane crash again, just to try to get the proof that Jacob needs so he can move on, I guess. And the guy that she's talking to about the plane going down and shit, he's like, oh, we talked last month, remember? I remember talking to you. And she's like, I don't remember talking to you.
He was talking about summer camp and shit, or whatever, something that they went through.
Her accent and...
Yeah. She was just like, who the fuck are you talking about? I don't remember talking to you. So back at the Batcave, Ryan and the team are laying down some rules. Rule number 1, legacy. 2, accountability. And 3, support and having each other's back.
Really?
How come nobody didn't have none of these rules when Kate was around? Because they say she didn't kill nobody. I'm going to keep saying this to them, blue in the face. Nobody held her accountable for fucking people up and killing folks. Even though they say, well, she didn't kill anybody. They lied. She did. Just saying.
Bare hands.
Bare hands. Choked somebody literally to death. Let's hope Ryan doesn't do anything like that. So Ryan talks about making a vow to take down the False Face Society. She also talks about Jordan Moore, Sophie's sister, is building some type of outreach or community center for kids.
She wants to join in on the efforts, I guess. She wants the Bat team to basically pitch in and help.
Yeah. So we cut back to Alice, and imaginary Kate is telling her, she tells her to dig up her dead cat, digs it up, opens the box, and the cat is alive because she's imagining it, right?
I guess, the power of her brain.
Right.
The cat is alive and she's able to hold and cuddle.
And so imaginary Kate is telling her she can imagine a world where Kate never existed. Therefore, she won't have to deal
with the grieving process.
With the grieving process, exactly. Alice is crazy.
She been crazy.
I know. I just had to say it again because...
But her imagination and imaginary Kate basically told her she can be anything
she wants to be, cause she's crazy. Yeah, we just gonna go with she crazy, that's all.
So Black Mask and the lady walk into where he's holding Kate, And the lady looks down and is like, oh, what happened to her face? And he's like, oh, well, she fought some of my men as they were pulling her from the plane. So,
this must have happened before the plane got to Gotham and crashed. So, we're assuming that this happened in National City, where she was coming from. So, they must have pulled her from the plane at the airport in National City.
I'm just saying, Supergirl's antennas wasn't working at all, were they?
I guess not. I mean, I would think that Supergirl would have been the first one on the scene. She did. I could have sworn they said she went to National City. So, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, in order for this to make sense, they would have had to pull her off the plane in National City at the airport. Because at first, I thought that he said they pulled her from the wreckage. And I was about to go real crazy on that possible plot hole right there. But we had to go back and look at it again. He didn't say that. He did say from the plane. So that could be anywhere. So I'm just going to assume that they took her off the plane at the airport before it even took off. So yeah. Anyway, this lady pulls Kate's necklace off and says she's not gonna need it because this lady is Enigma.
The lady who be fucking with people's minds that we've learned from Alice and Ocean. So
yeah,
obviously that's what they're gonna do with this motherfucker. So they're just spending a whole lot of time with Kate, and that's just so annoying.
It's crazy. But they're going to apparently wipe Kate's memory, and I guess she's not going to know who she is, which is kind of like, what the fuck is she here for then? I don't know where they're going with this.
Time. She's here to take up screen time.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with this, but guess we'll see. But that was the end of the episode, you know, so
thank you.
Thank God. Because I was really getting tired of looking at this shit. So anyway, I ain't really got much to say. What about you?
No.
Nope. Alright, we'll holler at y'all. Bye.
Bye.